viewers, so in this video we're going to look at factorization of quadratic expressions. Okay, what is a quadratic expression? Quadratic expression is the one written in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. That's a quadratic if it has these components. And don't be surprised if it has ax squared plus c, because then it means b is 0. If b is 0, it will come out to be in this form. But if it does not have the ax squared, if it does not have the x squared, then it's not a quadratic. Okay? But there are some quadratic expressions that are hiding. You cannot see them until you simplify them to look like, so that they are in this form. So that they are in that form there. Okay? Now, let's write this one, the one we have here, our first one, number one. Number one says minus 15 plus x squared minus 2x. We want to write it in this form, and so we're going to say it's going to read as x squared minus 2x minus 15. Now, the question was saying factorize. After arranging it like this, let's factorize. How do you factorize? You are looking for the factors of 15. When you subtract them, you get 2. Okay? You are looking for the factors of 15. When you subtract them, you get 2. Factors of 15 are 15 times 1. This will give you 15. 5 times 3. This will also give you 15. But from this, choose the one that when you subtract, you get this guy. You get 2. 15 minus 1, it's not giving us 2. We don't want that one. But we want 5 minus 3 to give us 2. The difference there is 2. Okay? Now, if the difference between 5 and 3 is 2, we are looking for those ones. All we have to do now is to open two brackets like this. You put your x and x to get this x squared. Okay? And then we say, okay, the signs are not the same. Why are the signs not the same? To get this negative, the negative 15, you must multiply different signs. If you multiply plus and plus, you get a plus. If you multiply negative and a negative, you get a plus. But if you multiply positive and a negative, or a negative and a positive, these ones will give you a negative. And so to get this negative 15, the signs must not be the same. That will be plus and minus. Again, now let's place our chosen factors, that is this group of 5 and 3 here. How do you place them inside the bracket? You place them in such a way that the bigger magnitude, that is 5, receives the sign of the middle term, that is the negative 2. Now 5 will come here. It means 5 will be there and the 3 will be here. When you simplify this, when you FOIL this one, when you want to simplify it, you will receive you will go back here. You will produce something of this nature, or this one. You will produce this one. They are the same, by the way. This one and this one, they are the same thing. Okay. Now that's how you. After this step, when you reach this step, you have answered the question that was saying to you, you must factorize. Okay. Now let's look at our next question. So number 2 says, factorize x squared minus 10 plus 3x. You want again to write it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. That is x squared plus 3x minus 10. It's now in this form. After writing it like this, we want to check our coefficient here. Our coefficient here is 1. We have no problem. We just proceed to write our two brackets, open your two brackets, and now you put your x and your x. Okay, now we are looking for the factors of 10. When you subtract them, you get a 3. Okay, list all the factors of 10 down. That will be 10 times 1. This will give you 10. 5 times 2 will also give you 10. And those are all the factors of 10. Now this will give you 10. We want the one that will give us a difference of 3. A difference of 3. How do we get a difference of 3? 10 minus 1 is not 3, is 9. So 5 minus 2 is indeed 3. So we are looking for these guys here. We want to place 5 here. We want to place 2 there. But now what matters the most is the signs are not the same. Because of this negative, because of the very same negative sign, the signs are not the same inside those brackets. Okay, now what do we mean by the signs are not the same? The signs are a plus multiplying by a minus, or a minus multiplying by a plus. This is when you will get, this is only when you will get a negative sign, when you multiply these two combinations. Okay, which is the same thing. Now we want to write the bigger magnitude, that is 5. You want to give 5 the sign of the middle term, the positive sign. Since the signs are not the same, you want to write a positive there and you want to write a negative there. That's how you place them. Okay, now if you want to check it, you can just say plus 5 minus 2, that will be plus 3. That is fine. That's how you check it. You are coming right. And plus 5 multiplied by minus 2 is indeed minus 10. Okay, that's how you check it. And after you have reached this step, you are done. You have solved the problem. So number 3 says factorize x squared minus 3x plus 2. In this one, we just again the coefficient here is 1. If the coefficient is 1, you proceed to open your two brackets, write your x and x. X multiplied by x will give you x squared. That's why we write x and x there. Okay, now you want to write the factors of 2. You want to write the factors of 2, of which when you add them, you will get 3. Okay, factors of 2, when you add them, you get 3. Factors of 2 are just 2 times 1. Those are all the factors of 2. This will give you 2. And when you add this 2, you get 3. This is what we are looking for. And so we just proceed to write 2 and 1. After writing 2 and 1, you say the signs are the same because of this plus. When it's a plus, negative multiplied by negative, you get a plus. Positive multiplied by positive, you get a plus. Okay, the signs are the same, but the nature of the signs is that they are both negative. Okay, they are both negative. After you've reached this step, you are done. You have solved the problem. So number 4 says factorize 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. For this one, please be aware that our coefficient for x squared is no longer 1. It's now 3. What do we do when we get such a problem? We just say, okay, we're going to take this 3, multiply with that 2. The first coefficient, a, you take a, you multiply it with c. You just take this 3, you multiply it with 2, you get 6. And then you start looking for the factors of 6. That when you subtract them, you get this guy, you get 5. Okay? Those will be this one's 6 times 1. These are also factors of 6. Now, after finding the factors of 6, that when you subtract this group, that when you subtract you will get 5. What your next step is to rewrite this using these two numbers such that you replace minus 5x with something, with these two numbers. That something is those two numbers. Now let's go ahead and do that. So we're just going to write 3x squared, okay, and then we leave space for two terms there, okay, and we write minus 2. In that space you are going to write 6 and 1. You want to write 6 here and 1 here, but you can proceed and write 1 here and 6 there, the vice versa. You can write them, you will still get to the answer because you can take out 2 from this 2, but again I am interested in taking 3 from this 2. I don't want to take 2 from this 2, but you're going to produce the same answer if you do it that way, okay? There's no problem. After writing them like this, you want to give the larger magnitude the sign of the middle term, the negative. To get that negative 5, the 6 must have a negative and the 1 must have a plus. And so this is going to be 6x and 1x. You will get it as 3x squared minus 6x plus 1x minus 2. If you read this and add this 2, you will get that expression. That's what matters. You did not drop maths. You are manipulating it in a correct way. It's fine. Now what you want to do here is that you want to group the first 2 and then you want to group the last 2. It's fine to close a positive sign outside of the bracket and you don't necessarily change anything here. The signs you don't change it. But if you are closing a negative sign outside of a bracket, if this sign here was negative, but if this sign here was negative, we will have a problem. Because it's going to, the following signs must change. Every sign that follows must change if you are closing a negative sign outside of that bracket there. Okay, now our next step is now to factorize each and every one. From here we can take out 3. 3 is common. Take out that 3. From again here we can take out x to the power of 1. Is present in both the terms. Okay, now we take it out like that. We open the bracket and we say 3x squared divided by 3x, that will be x minus 6x divided by 3x, that will be just minus 2. And you close the bracket. You write your plus, okay. You write your plus sign. There is an invisible 1 there accompanying x or multiplying x minus 2. Like this. Now what you are looking for now is from this and that, can you see something similar, something common? You want to take that common factor outside of the bracket. Okay, you want to take that common factor outside of the bracket. You take it out and you write x, it's x minus 2. You put it in the bracket like that. And then you say the first one, that is this one, divided by this one, you get 3x because they cancel out. And then you say the second one, that is this one, divided by this guy again, that is just positive 1. Positive 1 into x minus 2 divided by x minus 2, you will just get positive 1. It goes once in there. Okay, hope it's clear. Now after getting to this position, you have reached your final answer. This is your final answer. You are done answering the question. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share, and I wish you a very blessed academic year. Bye.